Welcome back to my channel. Today we will be going over my summer TBR. First and foremost, I accidentally decided to read Binding 13 a couple days ago. Currently binging that whole series. I do not have the physical copies of that book series, but we're just gonna add that whole series to the list right here at the start. Get out of the way. I am reading the whole Boys of Tommen series. Big book review coming. Now into the books I actually prepared to read this summer. First is the Martha's Vineyard Beach and Book Club by Martha Hall Kelly. This I'm actually reading with like a book club-esque thing. A bunch of my friends got together and we decided to read this book. It is like summer but historical fiction. It takes place on Martha's Vineyard during World War II. And yeah, I'm really excited to get started. I've read the first chapter and I did really like it. I love historical fiction vibes. I love summer vibes. Ready for this read. I don't know why I feel like I'm just speed running today, but that's what we're doing. Book number 2 I will be reading this summer is The Thorn Queen by Sasha Payton Smith. I absolutely loved the first book in this series, The Rose Bargain. I have a whole review about why it like made me fall in love with fantasy again, so go check that video out. But this book is the sequel, and if you read the first book, you know where we left off, why I'm hyped for this. I won't go into anything because obviously spoilers, but The Rose Bargain, the first book in the series, is pretty much if Bridgerton met The Selection met fairies, and that is all I'll say. It is a YA romance or romantasy, I guess, and it was phenomenal. I read it in one day. I bought this when it first came out, have yet to read it. Up next, we have The Berry Pickers by Amanda Peters. This I picked up at like it was like a little bookstore that I stumbled into because it's Maine literature. It like takes place in Maine in 1962. So it is again like a historical fiction, although I think this also has a twist of present day, but I might be wrong, unsure. But it's about a family that picks blueberries in Maine, and one of them goes missing, the youngest sister, and I'm pretty sure it's about her older brother's journey in either finding her or just dealing with her disappearance. No, not the older sister. It's someone unrelated to the girl who went missing. Her name is Norma, and she just kind of starts to realize that there's like secrets that haven't been told. I'm from Maine. I love Maine. I love blueberries. This book has also gotten a lot of really high reviews. A lot of my English teachers from high school have read it and were telling me to pick it up, so this is on the summer TBR. I felt like I was like way too close to the camera, so if I'm like the same distance from the camera, completely ignore me. The next book we have is a thriller. I kind of found myself in this like little book exchange program at work where me and my coworkers will exchange books. Issue is that my coworkers exclusively read like thriller mysteries, and that is not all I read. Therefore, I needed to buy some more thrillers, so I got this one. I thought it'd be cute. Summary. It's called We Were Never Friends, and it is about sorority sisters. After they've graduated, I think they're adults now, and they kind of come together for a Palm Spring vacation, because one of them has this like nice home in Palm Springs, and it says long simmering tensions and shocking secrets begin to bubble to the surface like bodies, because while this weekend was supposed to be about celebrating the future, it's not so easy to bury the past. What? I love all things sorority. I think it's a really cool topic to dive into when you're writing. In college, I was in a co-ed fraternity, so I kind of understand Greek life to a certain extent. I was not in a sorority, but I think it is a really interesting literary device. I think it's a really cool thing to explore, and seeing it in a thriller, I love it. The next book on my TBR needs no real introduction, no real reasoning why I'm reading it, and that's The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. It's becoming a movie. One of my closest friends who loves to read has been telling me to read this book since the adaptation was announced. Since before the adaptation was announced, she says it's amazing. She loved it, and she loves Ali Hazelwood. Shocker, I've never read an Ali Hazelwood book. I know. I'm thinking of making a video similar to my Elle Kennedy one where I read Ali Hazelwood for the first time, so let me know what your thoughts would be on that, because she does need to be read before the movie comes out. This next book I actually know nothing about, and that is The 7 Year Slip. One of my friends read this, absolutely loved it. I'm seeing all of the TikToks on the aesthetics of it, and I'm here for it. Like a little magical realism, like sign me up. I'm kind of confused on what this book is about. I don't think it's about time travel, but there is some kind of time thing happening because part of the synopsis on the back says, except he lives in the past, 7 years in the past to be exact, and she quite literally lives 7 years in his future. Her aunt always said that the apartment was a pinch in time, a place where moments blended like watercolors. She also said that love is never a matter of time, but a matter of timing. I've also heard this one's really sad and people cry, so not excited for that, but very excited for this book. Speaking of crying, If He Had Been With Me by Laura Nolan. I feel like this is the book that I this is the book I needed when I was in high school. Like, this, from my understanding, is the exact kind of sad coming of age story that I would have loved reading as a teenager. I just didn't know it existed. But it's about best friends Autumn and Finn, and they, I guess, have some kind of falling out related to Finn's girlfriend. I'm pretty sure someone dies, and it's just like a really tragic story of like how they got there, how these like best friends who were inseparable were torn so far apart and like taken to these lengths. I know that this book is very hard-hitting, and I want it to hit. I also have the sequel somewhere, I think up there. I bought it because I just have such high hopes for this book. I just need to be in the vibe, right? Like, sometimes I just don't feel like crying on a random Tuesday afternoon. So this next book is definitely one where I bought it because of the cover, and I'm not ashamed to say that, and that is Nothing Bad Happens Here. This sold me. It is a YA mystery where this, 16-year-old girl named Lucia, I think it's Lucia. She goes to this beach town on Nantucket with her mom's new boyfriend because he kind of like lives there or has a house there or something, and obviously nothing bad happens there. It's like a picture perfect town, but I think something starts to happen when she kind of makes new friends, uncovers some mysteries. Maybe somebody dies because there's like blood on the cover, I'm not sure, but this cover sold me, and I will actually be devouring this in one sitting. Thank you very much. Next, we have the last book in a series that I loved. Like, it's actually one of my favorite series of all time, and I don't know why I haven't finished the series, and that is Fury Song by Rosaria Munda. This is in the Fireborn series, which is a YA fantasy series that kind of revolves around dragons and like dragon lords. I read the first 2 books earlier this year, and I absolutely loved them. The second book ended on the biggest cliffhanger ever, and I don't know why I haven't started the third one. Again, like, I'm not devouring fantasy that often. It's just when I find a fantasy book or series I like, I really like it, but I'm not devouring every fantasy series out there. It's not really like my go-to genre, but for some reason these really hit. I don't even like dragons that much, but for some reason it worked here. You'll never find me picking up Fourth Wing, but I will be rereading the Fireborn series until the day I die, or just reading it because I, again, haven't finished it, even though the last one left us on quite the cliffhanger. Yeah, it's dual POV, friends to maybe lovers. I don't really think they're gonna be lovers at any point, but the dual POV is between these 2 friends. One of them, Lee, is the son of a dragon lord before the dragon lords were like overtaken in the rebellion, and he was like orphaned as a child. And then you have Annie, who was a peasant. Her parents were killed in the rebellions, and they just kind of happened to be at the same orphanage. Nobody knows that Lee is the son of a dragon lord. And then they kind of end up both at this academy where they ride dragons and are kind of like the face of the government that the people want to rebel against because it's not really working. Even though the dragon lords didn't work, neither is this new government, and that kind of is where we start book 1. Highly recommend this series, and I'll let you know how book 3 is. Last but not least is a book I'm so mad I haven't read yet. I bought this book pre-ordered. Like, I pre-ordered this book when it came out, and it came out, hope you didn't see what it was, It came out in 2025. I thought it was a little worse than that. So it came out last year, and this is a first edition because I pre-ordered it, and that is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I was so excited for this book. Like, I devoured Carrie Soto is Back, heard about this book, pre-ordered it, got it, was so hyped. It's been sitting on my bedside table ever since I bought it. It actually has never seen a day on these bookshelves because it has just been sat on my bedside table and being like, that's the book I'm reading next. And then I just keep putting another book on top of it, and then I read that book. So, in typical Taylor Jenkins Reid fashion, it is kind of like celebrity-centric, only this time our celebrity is a NASA astronaut or something related to NASA. That's why it's called Atmosphere. I think it takes place in the 70s, so a woman being an astronaut, being in NASA, not the most, let's say, common ideal of what a woman should do with her life. And so she obviously is facing some resistance, some pushback, and I just want to read it. Like, I've, again, been wanting to read this book, have not read it, and I'm mad at myself for it. I am so mad at myself for it. And with that, that is the end of my summer TBR. Let's look at them all. Ooh. Yeah. So other than that, like I said, I'm currently binging the Boys of Tommen series, and I'm obsessed. Wait for a probably lower quality video than this, but I will be like just spewing out all my thoughts on that series. But yeah, these are my summer reads. Hopefully, let me know what you think of these down below. Have you read any of them? Are they good? Thoughts? Should I steer clear? Take one off? I don't know. That's all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you next time. Bye.